Hello everyone, this is Dinsdale1978 coming to you from Team MP once again. We're going to be showing you a rushing attack on Arica Harbor here. The first thing I could say, get in the tank, put on optics. Park the tank back here where the enemy can't really get a bead on you, and just lay out A. I believe we take down A in under 30 seconds here, which I think is really quite fast. I hadn't seen that in a long time. But I decided I'm going to run my other tactic here to try and get B. Because A is destructible, that's easy. B is a little bit harder because you have to really get in there and arm it. Or take it down with the tank, technically, but it's a little bit easier to go in and arm it and set up some crossfire to take out the enemy who tries to disarm it. So I'm going to run up here to the right and just hug the mountainside where nobody can really get a good shot at me. Technically, you can go up to the left along the mountainside and set up top with the machine gun on the Humvee, but that leaves you open to a tank with a good targeting ability to target, I should say. So what I'm going to do is run up here behind this rock. And normally people run back here and set a spawn. Technically, I'm still that, but what I'm going to do is break down that concrete wall with my machine gun and get a line of sight right into the BFBC2. This allows me to take out anybody trying to disarm, and it still allows my other teammates to be safe. So unless the tank can shoot me, or somebody else with a machine gun can get to me, I'm probably going to be okay. Unless a good sniper hits me as well, nobody's going to be taking a shot at me. Now that tank I just targeted should have taken me out, and that's bad playing on his job. He's looking at the other tanks, obviously, but I'm the priority there because that MCOM's going down. So next thing you need to do here is make sure you clear out the base. If opposing force sits back here and can spawn trap you behind you, they can wipe out a lot of tickets really quickly. So I decided to sit back here, keep shooting, draw them out if I can, and let my team spawn, get everybody in the truck, and I switched seats to get to the machine gun, and one of my other teammates joined in, and he didn't really feel comfortable driving, and I could tell because he was just kind of tentatively pushing gas brake almost, but I knew he wasn't real comfortable driving this down, didn't know what he was going to do with it, and I said, let me drive, I got this. Now what you don't want to do is go to the right or go straight down the middle. If they haven't already laid anti-tank mines down that road, they're going to be looking down it with the tank and the AT on, or just machine guns looking at you. The right, everybody always looks up there because they think everybody's going to pile over the mountain down there. I say drive a vehicle down the left, hug the buildings here, down right by the construction tower, and take a look up on this machine guns. If you see somebody, call them out, spot them if you can. Don't stop. Drive all the way down here towards this garage. They didn't take the tank. That's a problem, because I'm going to take the tank. I leave the Humvee there, and I probably should have scrapped the Humvee, but that's okay. Now, two things I do wrong here. It's good to take the tank, but I should have been watching that red building up on the left. So I'm not watching behind me here, and I get hit with a rocket. Yeah. Now, I shouldn't have gotten out either. I wasn't watching the rear, I wasn't scrapping the vehicles, and that was a problem. I should have waited, should have stayed in the tank, and just kept driving, circled around, let my engineers fix me. But that's okay. We're still going to get B. You can take B out with the tank. It's easier from the road, but I just run it that way. When you get into A, take out that first window, get somebody sitting in there, spawn on them, be a medic if you can. Switch to a medic at this point. You can be anything on the first one, really, but you need a medic for A, because you can just start chucking med packs out and sit in this blue tarp corner. So when he comes from one side, they got the crossfire. The other guy comes from this behind you, your buddy's going to get him from the MCOM. There's a lot of great cover in there. You're going to take that out really quickly. A grenade could get lucky, could get in there and get you, but more often than not, you're going to be safe behind all that cover. So here, you need to set up for the next MCOM. Don't rush out immediately from A. Even if you think in front of you is clear, above you might be taken. And I see somebody gets my buddy there, and I decide I shouldn't have run out there, but that's what happens. So I switched to assault, and you probably want to go assault or recon if your team already has a medic on it. You always want to have one medic on your team, I find. But sometimes it's hard to communicate that, especially if you're playing with randoms. But I switched to assault here because I know we had a medic. I think we had one or two medics now. And we had a recon, so I said definitely want to be an assault, because an assault is a mobile spawn point in a lot of ways. You can hold your own pretty quickly, and you're never going to run out of ammo. The guns for the assault rifle kits are pretty decent, pretty powerful. I tend to run with an undershot gun most of the time if I know close quarter combat's going to be coming, because I can quickly switch to that if I run out of bullets instead of my secondary. But always rely on your secondary, as I've talked about before. So here you go. There I'm using my shotgun. I still have a full clip, just in case I see a bunch of more guys. Set up in this building if you can, right by A, because you can set a spawn point for your buddies if they're down. You can also just start holding off this first MCOM, looking behind cover. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just sneaking out. I'm getting down behind cover, not letting them see me. Let them set the MCOM, and then just take a position up here behind something. I got a lot of cover to my right, and a lot of cover right in front of me. So I can spot, I can shoot. And I know I'm seeing some shots coming from down the bridge. So I'm going to move up, get behind this rock. You can see B from there, and I'm taking out somebody on disarming B. So you got two spaces here you can defend from. And I notice I see shots coming from the bridge. I'm waiting for them, and there they come. Easy pickings, because I got that rock for cover. I'm clipping that rock really well here. I know there's somebody down at the end of the bridge. Spot him. I don't have a 4x scope, so it's getting a little hard for me to hit him. But I'm relying on my buddies, who may die, to spawn on me, get right here, and get into the battle. Now, one of my buddies decided to run out in the open, even though I was shooting, and probably my fault for not communicating well on that. We got both MCOMs really quickly here. I'm going to set up and try and make it to the bridge. Now, there's a couple options here. The secret way to go, but most teams are aware of it now, is to go into the water and swim all the way down the left side. There's a ladder down at the end you can use to get behind the enemy forces, but most teams will set somebody up to go down there and watch. So I don't advise that unless you're going to take 3 or 4 people with you. You might be able to cover each other. You can't go right, but that leaves you pretty well open because a lot of people are sitting on the machine gun down there and just be looking down the road for you. Snipers have the best bet. If they're going to sit in the buildings behind us here, you can probably get a shot on a few of them, but you're going to leave yourself open. The best bet for you is to go right down the railroad track, keep a couple people in front of you, keep watching in front, spotting, watching in front, spotting, and stopping. Don't just run right for A, because they're going to be set up there already. So what I decided to do, 1 or 2 of these boxes, you can easily set an ammo kit and just chuck grenades down to A. And if you get the angle just right, you're going to start getting hit markers. And I get a couple here. What that allows me to do is make them start running. So my team can get down there, set the MCOM. I may not get a kill here, but I've done enough distraction and enough confusion for them. They don't know what's going on. So I'm going to set up here. I know they're taking shots at me, and I'd get a little too forward. Probably not. I think I edge out around the side here because I get a little antsy, but you can basically sit here, keep the spawn point close enough that they don't have to run all the way back from the base. We get the charge armed, and that's why I was getting a little too forward. I was going to throw a grenade, move up, but this guy flanked me a bit. So that's another thing. If you can have somebody watching the railroad tracks and watching the other road, you can sit there pretty much the whole WEMCOM space and just wait for it. But I see my guys are down there in B already, and this is good because since A is flashing, they're going to be running towards that. They may not look at B, but unfortunately I run out in the middle of the open here. So I decided to try and flank, and there we go. Take this guy down, but there's about 3 more spawn right in front of me. Not much you can do. Since we got A, it's time to set up for B, and this can be really tricky. Now see, this is the guy that killed me before, I think. He's up on the railroad tracks looking down now. He's the spot I wanted to be in. So if you can keep the railroad tracks and keep somebody down there covering and spotting, you don't have to kill anybody. As long as you get them all spotted, that's good. Now I noticed nobody was on the UAV. Now I'm not set up perfectly for UAV here, but never be afraid to go back and grab the UAV. The best bet you have with the UAV, in my opinion, is either the spotting specialization, where you can get easy spots on people, the electronic spotter, I think it's called something like that, or the secondary fire. Because secondary fire allows you to then pick up people off the machine gun if you're close enough. It's not very accurate, but you can do it. Now here, I think I had either reload or warhead on, I don't know why. But I decided to just try and spot. There is a delay now. It used to be easier to spot everybody on the map for every second, but I tried to fly down in. I was going to try and roadkill some of these guys, but my teammates noticed them there. Noticed my UAV coming down around them. I know they're going to be spawning in this building over here, so I decided to pull up and take aim at this building and see if I can catch somebody shooting at me, and there they are. My best bet would have been to take out one of these 2 guys in the front, but I misfire with the rocket, and I fly a little too far. If you can, park a UAV on top of a building, because they're not going to probably climb up the ladder to get you. Give them time to go out for the objective, and you can fly back up and take them down again. UAVs are great for spotting people for your team if they're getting close to the objective. They're also great for taking people off the objective, because if you have the alternate fire, or even the rocket, you can lay down a rocket right on top of the MCOM, and you're going to get it. So here we go. We're still not getting disarmed. We're not getting what we need. And I spawn way back, or I just go off the UAV, and I know my buddies are still down there. And I'm going to try and cut back through these buildings here, because to the left, because there's a really good position you can take up here. And I'm just trying to snap some fire at this guy. So my teammates are getting nailed by this, so I'm taking a quick route over the hill. I see somebody coming through, nail him down. I'm following my buddy here, and you can set up shop in this. You can even go on the roof and cut back over to that spawn point there. I get caught off guard here because 2 or 3 come spawn out of nowhere. Here's the beauty of the spawn system. That guy that shot me, basically, or the other guy was with him. Not the guy who shot me, but he spawned directly after he saw me. And so I had no chance because I was only prepared for 1 engagement. I had 2 to take care of, and it didn't quite work out. So Spawn and my friend were still in this building. They didn't take him on ladder. He might have gone, but I'm not sure what happened. But you got to watch your back here because now they know we're here, and they're going to be coming for us. So I'm trying to spot on B. I'm trying to watch our flank because I saw an engineer, I believe, shoot a rocket, or maybe it was our guy, but I knew somebody was coming. So I'm going to go and try and throw a grenade. Never be afraid to throw a grenade randomly in this game. It's not Call of Duty 4, but you can hit a lot of people with a grenade if you just give it a shot. So I'm trying to draw them in here. I know they know I'm here. I'm trying to get them to come into the building. And I don't listen well enough to get flanked. And somehow my buddy gets ninja knifed, but we're going to end up taking this base here. And you just got to keep pushing. And we got hung up a little bit on this base. It wasn't as smooth as we wanted. Partially, I think it was half my fault for my crew at least, because I shouldn't have gone to the UAV. Only because we didn't really need it. We had a pretty strong team here. We had at least 5 or 6 people, if not more, from Team MP, if I remember correctly, on our side. And that's plenty for a good couple of people from each squad to really guide them through and work together. We know each other pretty well, so we know how each other likes to play and how we like to run. So here I decide, I know they're on that right, they're really trying to keep the road safe, and I'm going to come down and try and get bit behind them here. Get behind the MCOM where it's not busted out yet, and be the distraction. It works out for me. I throw a grenade, I draw this guy in, he thinks I'm going right, and I get 2 for the price of 1. Can't beat that. I would say 2-piece, but I am just not Jay-Z. So, keep shooting, keep ducking behind cover, keep looking, keep spotting. I know there's a guy down there in the trailer, in the train cart. I get lucky that my tank gets in front of me. Distracts him enough, I can flank around and use my shotgun to take him out. And take a breather for a second to get down to the MCOM, catch a few people. And that's what you want to do. You want to clean up that MCOM. Don't rush right towards it though. Find cover, get around it, set a spawn point. See my buddy spawned on me, and we're ready to go. Now here, they're in the crates over there, and that's a good place to go if you're defending. Actually, you can really start to flank people. I keep trying to work back and forth, back and forth. I see my medic buddies here. I thought I had that guy. My bad. I stopped shooting. I get Rambo revved. I yelled at him for this. I didn't really yell. I just said, "Thank you, Rambo." But he said, "I got him. I got him." And that's right, he did. So I got to give him props on that. Beaano had my back there. And here's the really tricky one. What I would do here, if I had the choice, is if you're not playing a recon where you can take out some of the guys standing on the top of the construction tower, and you're not an engineer who can shoot that MG nest with a rocket, run an assault with smoke. Because when you put smoke on, what I do is I run extra grenade, throw down an ammo kit, fill up as much as I can on smoke grenades, and just put a bunch of smoke down there on that construction site. I usually shoot one up towards the MG and up towards the top level, and then I shoot the rest down below the construction site and refill them all. And keep shooting until my team gets down there, and then I move up. But I didn't feel like doing that this night. I felt like doing something a little different. So I put a different scope on so I could try and scope in on the people in the construction tower who I knew were taking me out. I ended up just scaring this guy off the tower. But we're still moving up. We got our team moving behind me here, and they all spawn in. And we start communicating, saying this is what we got to do. So I tell them, I'm going to go up. The MG nest may be live, but I'm going to keep running. They're probably going to be distracted by the road. If not a lot of people have come down on the left side, you can set a spawn here, and you can move up in waves. And this is what we do. I'm waiting here. Okay, get my friends. They're going to go ahead. I'm going to follow them. Then they're going to set up, and I'm going to follow them. So I'm using the fence here as much cover as I can, trying to get down through. And nobody's busted a hole in this. I don't have a grenade launcher, so I have to take the long way. But that works to my benefit here. You gotta watch out, because sometimes in those hills you saw in the back there, you might have some snipers setting out. But anyhow, I get shot here. My friends take out the other guy coming in behind me. I start arming. Arm and aim. You can actually aim while you're arming and move while you're arming. Don't forget that. You are not stuck to that MCOM. It's not like Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty Black Ops where you have to, your gun's gone when you're setting the charge. You can shoot. Here I made a bad mistake of trying to throw a grenade when I should have had my gun up. Do not start throwing grenades if you're protecting an MCOM. It's better to have your gun up and you can shoot bullets at them than worry about lobbing a grenade in. So We end up getting this pretty easy here. We take A, they just disarm this one, or they took B, I guess it is, whichever one it was. And we end up setting this again, and this is where we're going to get it. Because what you want to do here, I was going to try and flank around again, just try and watch them coming in the outside. And that's pretty much what I do. I get myself ready, I watch people coming in, I see somebody sitting there, and I'm going to take him out. Get a lucky shot there, but hey, we'll take lucky shots in this level. And sniper's trying to get me, but it's not going to matter. We're going to get this MCOM without a problem. Yeah, that was a pretty strange shotgun shot, but we're going to get this here. But anyhow, this is Dinsdale 1978. Hope I give you a few tips on this. There are other ways to take this last base, but that's probably one of the easier ways. Set up and move, set up and move. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and favorite, and I'll keep making videos. See you soon.